Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I am Orange Galen, and today we're going to be watching Gate, the first episode of the second season, or the second half of the series anyway, because I took a tiny sneak peek, and this is episode 13, or it says episode 13, so it might be one of those, they split the season into two, you know? Anyway, so we're hopefully going to continue off with where we left off. If my voice sounds weird, I have a couple of mints in my mouth, so I'm trying to talk while not have them move around, you know, like accidentally swallow them. Anyway, police car. Now, last time they left off where Jieitai Kanochi was trying to get the people to fight the fire dragon because her dark elf clan was being hunted essentially by the fire dragon. It made their grounds as its hunting area, and this is after it got its arm blown off by the rocket. But she was left wanting because the JSDF could not, because of politics, could not go after it because it was in a neighboring country. I can't remember what it was, neighboring state, and that would just be invasion technically, even if they probably were going to be doing that state a favor by eliminating a beast like that. So she's trying to figure out what to do, but everyone's like, what would Itami do, like how to fight the thing? And basically it's just overwhelming firepower that they don't really have access to at the moment. Meanwhile, Itami is over nearby the capital, and they're trying to get official negotiations started. However, there's a they left off with a dreary comment saying that it's like only half over, which could be that the season is half, like the series is half over. However, it could be that the tensions are going to flare up again, or fighting is going to try to flare up again, and then maybe the Empire actually has something to fight back with, you know, or is just going to keep throwing people at the problem, which is not a good idea in this case because it's literal swords and bows against machine guns and tanks, you know. And that's worked out so well the last couple of times. Anyway, yeah, right now, just interested to see how the negotiations go. I want to see a little bit more of like the Empire doing Empire things. Well, maybe not, but like, you know, more from the Empire side, because we had a little bit in the previous episodes with the negotiations and the different families going on. But I want to see more of that.
You're gonna regret that!
And currently, my biggest concern is that Itami is becoming, or is starting to develop a Gary Stu syndrome, where he's just kind of like the person everyone looks up to. I mean, he's not at this point, but I'm concerned that he's becoming one, where he's just like, he's popular for wrong reasons, you know, and then he's like great at everything. Obviously he's not the best at everything, but they keep continually building him up. Like he was just normal military, then he's like a special forces, and then he's like extra special forces, you know, like Ranger, whatever it was, I can't remember. And that last episode kind of really hammed him up a bit too much for my liking, so hopefully it doesn't take that direction. Also, I'm also not eager, but anticipating how the Yaoha thing is going to go, how she's going to get her problems along. And also, I think back on it, it's funny how they said that she's the wisest of her clan, or like her age of her clan, and that's not an encouragement considering how she's been going on the last couple episodes. So, I don't have anything else really to talk about, I think. So, let's watch the episode. Here we go. Starting the new season. I do like how they have this intro for almost every episode. Oh, intro already? Going into the heavy rock thing here. There she is. Reintroducing all of the characters. Very emphasizing Yauha. Oh, new character there. New characters. Okay. We're using a lot of shots from the old opening or like old season. Is that Chef in the back? And that's the dragon in front, of course. Is he trying to disguise himself? Like everything except for the hat. Ah. It's like the rest of it looks good, but it's not the hat. The hat looks like it has a snake wrapped around his head. Are they at the Capitol now? Or is this Italica? Looks like the Capitol from the Mount of Wealth. Alright. Oh, don't like that. Already don't like that. Already. Okay, so we have like the antagonist for this. Alright, so that's the Warbunny chief, right? Zolzal. Alright, we're starting off to a really interesting start, to say the least. Yeah, I don't approve of that. Oh, really slob. Okay, so... So, most of the family is rotten then. Dabbles? Bullying our senators. So they're not as subtle as I thought. Pot kettle here? Okay, what? Oh, he even has a statue of himself? God, what such an entitlement. Do they all have like bottles of tea? Yeah, he looks like a weak-willed.
でも各国やマスコミなんかから情報を開示しろとの要求が厳しくてね。分かってます。もちろん機密情報の開示には慎重を期しますよ。一家一族を一堂に招待する催しとは良な心をお持ちであるな。
Okay, there's that person we saw in the intro.
大したことではありませんよ。
Yeah, I can see why they're delusional about what's happening if they live in places like this where it just looks great. Soccer ball.
確かに帝都でお会いした貴族の方も人ばかりでしたね。
菅原様、
私、
いとこが私に真珠のネックレスを見せびらかすのです。おかげでちっともパーティーを楽しめません。私、とても悔しい思いをしているのです。菅原様。
Okay, what do you expect me to do?
なんとかと言われても。
This is funny. Young girl crush.
無礼をお許しください。キュエリ家のものだ。
Sherry.
カーゼル公爵の類縁でもある。
元老院重鎮の。お待ちください。ご両親様、どうか娘さんを叱らないであげてください。シェリー様、ご両親を困らせてはいけ。
Okay, go for both of them. I was gonna say, don't,
きっと良い贈り物が届くと思いますよ。
Mhm.
必ずです。
Young girl crush, definitely.
口説くのがうまいな。
Nah.
カーゼル公爵とのつながりはぜひに。
あの娘の表情を見たか？お主に惚れていたぞ。
ご冗談を。このタレで肉の臭みを消して。
あの料理人は
Barbecue sauce.
古田と言います。何でも入隊前は一流の料亭の料理人だったとか。
だからこの味なのか。
Do a weapons demonstration.
これが64小銃の威力となります。
Yeah, let's put it. Nope, can't do that.
この銃というものをあなた方は
A lot.
一人一丁は持っていると考えてください。続いて迫撃砲。
That. 81mm mortar.
搬送点よし発射。
It's funny, I was just seeing. I like the delay there. So is that impact or half load? I was gonna say earlier. Oh, he's seeing what's happening. He gets it now. He gets it.
Dushiko. これ以上日本と戦えば我らは敗れる。
これはデュシー公爵。
菅原殿。
He almost looks like that King Doran, right?
交渉を進めるための日本の条件を教えてほしい。
He's like, I got you now.
こちらアベンジャー、どうした？
騎馬の小集団5機が警戒線を越える。
Is Peanut nearby?
アーチャー、監視を続行せよ。了解。ビップをここから離脱させます。園遊会はこのまま続行いたします。皆さんと我が国の接触はまだ公にはできません。
帝都南東門近くまでお送りします。
おお、アクションのそばか。あそこは人目につかんな。迫撃砲と銃を急いで片付けろ。
I have a bad feeling that they mentioned it specifically like that. He's the epitome of good-looking, horrible soul.
なんだこれは。
Zolzal.
何をしている。
ピニャ殿下と菅原閣下共催の園遊会でございます。殿下もお呼ばれになられたのでは？
ピニャン。
兄様、今日は何のご用でありましょう？
なんだ。来てはいけなかったような口ぶりだな。
いえ、
Size difference.
まあこのような催しには無関心でいらっしゃられたので。
まあな。ここに元老院議員と敵国の使節団は？
この催しに。
And now.
兄様、せっかくですので何か召し上がってくださいませ。
黄色いな。まずそうだ。
Yeah. Of course. Taking it back with him.
マルクス博だそうだ。
威力偵察ということです。
Reconnaissance and force.
これは博からの兄様を使った警告と考えるのが妥当であろう。
議員の方々が見つかったらどうなっていたことか。
Probably a lot of disappearances, to say the least.
交渉を進めたいものです。
本気であろうな。先ほど講和条件として機構が提示した賠償額には肝を冷やしたぞ。
殿下は驚きのあまり
国のすべての金貨を集めても届かぬ。わらわはてっきり痛みだな。許してかもれ、許してかもれ。
許しますから。
あくまでも提示額です。
Just an opening
時
offer.
は交渉次第です。
Yep, negotiation talks. Let us haggle. And here's the emperor.
朝出向いて餌を漁ってきただけとあやつらしいわ。
Yep. Food. He's the man who likes the baser instincts.
構わぬ。
Food, women, wine.
譲るつもりはない。会議など踊らせておけばよい。話が進まなくなれば敵の方から交渉を打ち切ってこよう。
And then what?
白も好きにやればよい。
And then what? They're just gonna keep doing the same thing?
と許されまいぞ。
ここがテートの例の場所ですか。
暴力と犯罪の巣、通称悪所ですね。
ああ。
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so red light must mean difference.
第三偵察隊到着しました。
所長のニュータバルだ。そちらの方が看護資格を持ってる女性隊員ですか？
はい、黒川と申します。
ミザリーさん、診療室どうぞ。
はーい。おや、どうぞ。お座りください。
So another bird lady.
よろしくお願いします。
And of course, Hive of Scum and this.
今日はどうされましたか？
言わなくてもわかるだろう。私は娼婦。あれ売っとくれ。
あれ？
Oh, the contraception?
なんせガキができちまったら私ら仕事にならないしね。どうした？タバコやめろって言い出すのかい？
いえ、だって必要なのでしょ？
分かってるじゃない。
Oh, addiction? Opioids?
ま、確かにこの辺りじゃここくらい安全な場所は考えられないね。あんたベッサーラの話知らないのかい？あの夜までは。
なんだ。
And uh-oh. Okay, now I get it.
その夜のうちにベッサーラ一味は壊滅。むしろあんたらに積極的に情報を売ってるとも聞いたね。まあ共存共栄はいいことさ。ただ一つ気に入らないのはあんたら。
Just before she was about to say it, I was thinking,
アルヌスの噂は聞きませんか？
ああ、天国みたいなところなんだってね。でも紹介が必要なんだろ。
ええ、でもそれなら。
それに私には男相手によがって見せる以外の。
and probably others sucking. I'm sorry.
最後まで責任を持てないのなら何もするな。
また来るよ。
あれまあ、すごいお屋敷。
これでも兄弟の中では一番小さいのだ。
ピニャさんって本当に工事家なんだな。
別世界って感じですね。
当たり前じゃん。異世界なんだから。
Well, yeah.
伊丹殿について聞きたいのだが。
てなわけで、私は九死に一生を得てここ。
Oh, she even has like the bird feet.
信じられない人生さ。
伊丹殿について聞きたいの。
デイルさん。
Totally ignoring her.
実は最初に出会った時に少々失礼をしてしまってな。
I touch rude.
わかるよ。
She's drunk.
伊丹殿には自衛隊のこと以外に大切なものはあるのだろうか？大切なもの、失いたくないもの、これを守るためなら犠牲を払う。
I don't like this line of thought.
ごゆっくり。あ
Dude, that mug is like half the size of her.
まあ多分3人いると思う。
The three girls, right?
寒気が飲みすぎたかな。どちら様ですか？
黒川かい？ミザリーだ。ちょっと話があるんだ。
All the animal girls.
どういうことかね？
Alright.
火山があって噴火の前には地揺れがあるんだ。今日は朝からその時と同じ予感がして。
Oh, so they kind of have the animal instincts that some natural disaster is going to happen?
以前の勤務地の時。
Oh, that explains the dogs that were barking.
大きな地震の前、鳥や動物たちが激しく騒ぎ出したことがあった。テイとカカンとアルヌスに緊急連絡。
Usually animals only react like a few minutes beforehand. Right? Uh-oh, and they're staying in one of those buildings too. Okay, they're earthshake.
古い文献には記載がある。
住民の皆さん、地震、地揺れが発生する恐れがあります。ください。繰り返します。
なんだというのだ、こんな時間に。大地が揺れるわけなかろう。
わかりません。あるかもしれないということです。そう、交渉前の。
Yeah, right before negotiations.
どうだ？揺れています。
Alright. Hopefully this isn't anything like something natural. That was a cool effect. Okay, that's a little dramatic for, yikes.
Kuzo!
その夜、テイトは地震に見舞われた。
So, yeah, right before negotiations, an earthquake hits. I almost want to call, like, fate. Obviously, it's the fate by the writer, author, trying to create stuff happening. So, if it's not one thing, it's another. You have the natural disaster that has a dragon, and now you have a natural disaster. So if that earthquake was hitting, it must have caused, like, something, like a cliffside to fall off. And hopefully there's not going to be a tidal wave tsunami. Because it looked like there was a lake or ocean nearby. I don't know how I feel about the girls in uniform like that. Okay, they're leaning a little heavily into... That's cute. I like that. They're leading into a fan service and a lot more mature themes than this. The Imperial Capital quakes. She looks serious there. Yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot more mature themes in this. I want to mention the double standards of, you know, like violence can be all the violence you want. Like people dying, explosions, all that. But as soon as like nudity or like hint of sexual stuff comes on, it's like, oh, instant M. Like, you have to admit there's like that double standard there. Of course, then you have like the guy abusing the, what is it, the bunny girl chief? Where is it? What was her name? Did they mention the name? Skip the funny hat. Okay. So I hate rewatch. I'm gonna have to rewatch this again. I hate it, but Warrior Bunny Chief. I don't know if they mentioned the name. And I hate how he's like screaming. He likes to cause pain like that. Zolzal. It's also weird how he said Tiul is her name. Also, don't like how he said the comrade's safety depends on her. Yeah, I must be a bad situation, depending on that. So, yeah, lot of stuff happening there. Anyway, yeah, it's stuff just keeps happening, and the Empire is not catching a break, which deserved, but still, it's almost the feeling of it's like they're already down. It's like they can't take any more. Of course, they want to keep taking more. I keep thinking. I was thinking this before, and I didn't mention it, but it's kind of like the Punic Wars almost, where Rome just keeps getting beaten down, but they don't think of themselves as defeated. What's that quote? Like, you cannot declare yourself the victor if the enemy does not think themselves vanquished. So in this case, the Empire is like that. Or it could be a case of kind of like the Vietnam War, because American here, whereas we just keep pounding them and they don't give up, and eventually we're just like, all right, we're done. We don't want this anymore. Obviously oversimplifying it, but it's kind of same sentiment. Literally, the Empire just has to wait the Japanese out, more or less. Of course, I don't understand why the Emperor wants the negotiations to fail, because the attacking has worked so well so far. So, have no clue what his plan is. Anyway, yeah, so starting a whole bunch of new stuff, and then we saw a little bit of the red light district and talking about the STDs that might get there. Yeah, and funny how she's mentioned, like, yeah, the JSDF just does not want to take a bite. Yeah, so a lot to unpack there in that episode. This is a good episode. A lot happening there. Oh yeah, and then we had like the negotiations where the Count guy understood what was going to happen if the war continued on, and then they had like a weapons demonstration, which, yeah, you have it for the peace people, but you also need it for the pro-war people to understand just how outmatched they are, because they're showing it to they're showing it to the right people, but also not enough people. And then we had Zolzal. I just looked at his name, Zolzal, I think. Interrupt him, and I said it before, but he's kind of a man that could be easily led into situations. He's the classic meathead, and I said it also has the good looks, horrible soul inside. Looks good on the outside, is a terrible being on the inside, and takes it out on his slaves, I guess is the best word for that. And it's also interesting how all the animal girls kind of sensed that there is an earthquake happening. So they got the word out pretty quickly. And the next time we're going to see the devastation of what happened to the capital in this. So this has been Orange Gun. Like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And speaking of seeing more, at the end of this, I'm going to have a little teaser for my next show, because Bofuri finished up yesterday. So I have a free slot, essentially, for reacting to stuff. Or the energy to do stuff. I think like 2 shows at the same time, 3 when Fairy Tail starts back up again, is like the max I can put effort into, because I also want to do other stuff other than watch and edit things. So I have a little teaser. I think you'll enjoy what's the new show I'm going to react to. So like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned to the end, and I shall see you all later.
魔法は好き？ほどほどでございます。私と同じだ。